Hey, this is Marilyn Gigliotti.
Hey, this is Brian O'Halloran.
Hey, everybody. My name is Scott Schiaffo, actor best known as the Chulies Gum Guy from the film Clerks.
And welcome to Clerks Minute.
You're listening to Clerks Minute.
And I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Hi, this is Mike Zapsik from AMC's Comic Book Man, the podcast I Sell Comics, and the Ming and Mike Show. And you're listening to Clerks Minute.
What's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. You got a minute? Good, because you're listening to Clerks Minute.
Hey, this is Walt Flanagan, the Lon Chaney of the 90s, and you are listening to Clerks Minute.
Emma, are you like this because you have an unnaturally large clit?
You just had to tell him, didn't you?
It kind of came out one day.
He says it's so big it's almost like a little cock, which says all kinds of weird things about him that I don't even want to think about.
You wouldn't want to be with a girl with an oversized clit.
No, because the next stop is a guy with an undersized dick.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Clerks Minute, the show where we look back at the 2006 Kevin Smith sequel, Clerks 2, making out minutes at a time. I'm Blake.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm John Windsor. I'm from Mystic Pizza Minute.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Good to be here.
So we jump back into the scene where we were actually in our last episode with Kurt Hoffman, before we lost him with our internet crash. We were talking about how about Emma's oversized clit, and I love the fact that Randall Goodman says it's so big it's almost like a little cock, which is disturbing on so many levels.
Right? Yeah. That's why I picked this minute. I just saw the words oversized clit and I was like, mine. That's me.
Fair enough.
But I have a question here. Anyone with an oversized clit?
You know what's funny?
It's like the one question that I have about this topic.
You know what's funny? That was going to be my question, too. I can't say I've ever run into this problem. I've only had a couple of girlfriends. I've only had a couple. Obviously, I'm married. And never something that's ever been an issue. I have a question for you, because I asked this to Kurt.
Sure.
Has a conversation like this ever come up with you and your best friend?
I think, yeah, like this conversation kind of has come up because I do know somebody with an oversized clit, but like I don't know them all that well. It was just that somebody that she knew was telling me that she had one because she saw her getting changed once, and it was just a conversation about that. And I was like, this kind of reminds me of the conversation they were having in Clerks 2. Yes, that's my oversized clit story. I know someone who has one, but hell, I'm not going to say any names here, I guess.
No, don't worry about it. You don't have to say any names. All right, let's get out of the oversized clit conversation, because that's just something that's weird to say over and over again.
Right. It is kind of like the first thing you hear in this conversation, but I guess it's kind of the end of the conversation. Like, it's less than 30 seconds that they're talking about this. Yeah. And then they go to, like, the outside of Moobys.
Yes, we are outside of Moobys. And I love the music in the background. It's just an instrumental. It's on the soundtrack. Absolutely love the music. Mm-hmm. And we're back to the weirdness of watching Emma and Dante make out with it being Jennifer Strawback-Smith and Brian O'Halloran making out, which is really strange.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, I work at a restaurant. And if I just went outside of my restaurant to make out with my girlfriend, everyone in the restaurant would be like, what is he doing out there? Like, why did he think that would be okay to sit on those swings and do that?
Yeah, what is he doing? Getting to second base, I believe.
Yeah, there's like kids around. He's just some like 34-year-old guy. You know, nobody wants to see that.
Well, okay. I'm just going by the swings. I'm going by the swings and everything else. Me and my friends, when we were in our 20s, did hang out at our park all the time, and there was always a lot of making out in our group going on the swing. So this is not odd to me. Maybe it's a Jersey thing. Yeah,
maybe it's a Jersey thing. This goes to I was wrong about this. Like these are like middle-aged people that like Kevin Smith has assigned teenager roles to. You know, so like if this were a movie about teenagers making out on the swings, I don't think it would be as creepy looking as it is Brian O'Halloran and Kevin Smith's wife making out on the swings.
So true.
You know what I mean?
That's a valid point, especially because the next thing we hear is her asking him if he's hard, which is...
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
He's got a little middle-aged semi going on.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say here because there's way too much conversation about his dick now in this part of the conversation.
Well, they had to make up for the oversized clit.
Touche! Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we do have to do. We went from oversized clips to now talking about Dante's dick. That's pretty much what we've done. That's disturbing on a lot of levels.
Well, that's what you're doing of a Kevin Smith movie. He's just like, here are the characters. Now you have to think about the characters' genitals. Close curtain, Kevin Smith.
Oh, great! Now I'm thinking of the opening for Reservoir Dogs. Morning, noon, and night. Dick, 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 dick.
Okay, now we move on to the conversation that I actually have to actually almost side with Dante here. There's a lot to this because Dante is making a point that apparently they don't need an apartment anymore because her mom is buying them a house as a wedding present.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. I'm going to reference the movie here myself, and I'm going to go right to my Big Fat Greek Wedding. That's what that reminds me of. The end of Greek Wedding, where a house is a thing. But, like, are we talking about a house like in that movie where it's right next door? Yeah. Because it happens to be on your land?
Yeah, I'm kind of confused to what Dante's problem is here. Like, he's getting a free house, but does that mean, like, he's living in the mother's house and that, like, the mother's going to be around all the time? Is that his problem with this house? Because otherwise, free house, like, cool.
Actually, it kind of does come off a bit creepy. It's kind of like Stepford in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like she's giving him the house, but in turn, he has to be a part of her community.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing with, him getting setting up as a manager at one of her father's car washes.
Yeah, I was about to say that too, yeah.
Them buying the house for them. It kind of feels like they're trying to fit Dante into this sort of perfect, idyllic, boring life.
Yeah, he wants to remain kind of like a teenager in Jersey, and they're like, no, you have to step up, if you're going to marry our daughter, I guess.
That does sound like something here. I mean, It's kind of like we want to change you. We don't like you, so we're going to bring you to Florida and give you all these things and change you. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah. Like on paper, that's what it looks like. But, maybe they're just like, this is how we do things in the family. And if you're going to be in the family, you got to be in the family.
Very Godfatherish there.
Yeah. I think that makes it worse.
No, it's true. Yeah, I feel for Dante here. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to do that either. But
it really does feel like they're not doing this, it's not like she likes him for who he is right now. It's like she's basically, taking him and basically saying, I can make him better. I can change my beloved.
And I will say something. There's nothing wrong with that mentality if it's not massive stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I got married. In my marriage, I have matured. As I was in my 20s, I'm in my late 30s. I have matured. I am a little bit better. My wife, when I say my wife, by the way, for those who don't know this, that are new listeners, I'm married to Kyle's sister. I just want to clarify that to people that don't know. She'll be on the show later this season, by the way. But anyway, she takes care of the finances, but together we make more sense. We've kind of changed each other in the positive. In this situation, it looks like she's not happy with the person he is, so let's change everything about you. Yeah. That's what it looks like to me.
It's sort of like those women.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of like women who get with a bad boy and say, I can change him. I can make him into a good guy. No, you won't. You'll wind up on cops with him getting pulled out from under the house while saying, "Take him to jail! Take him to jail!"
Yeah. Or you'll at least just have some kind of empty shell of a person who's kind of just pretending for you. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll go over to, the mother and do what she wants, but really he's not going to, it's not going to be all him behind that person.
He's going to be
what I mean? Because he's still, back in Jersey in his mind.
And to Dante's credit, he openly admits the generosity is just too weird for him, which I get. It's a lot at once. There's a lot going on here at one time. There's a lot of change, and I can also see Dante not being a person that likes change, as we've learned. It's the weird transition to go from this quick stop to the movies. He doesn't like change.
Yeah. And this kind of feels like a white Get Out, bringing him into Florida to basically so somebody else could inhabit his body.
I guess his mindset here, Dante, is like, this kind of thing doesn't happen to anybody, so therefore it can't be happening to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, so if one day your big break comes and you just kind of deny it because you're like, that's too good to be true, so I'm just going to say no. It's kind of like I guess Dante's inner struggle here.
That's a good point. I mean, and I will say here from the screen, Emma says it's weird because Dante is used to life shitting on him, which, as we learned in the first movie, it's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
It's 100%. Some of it's his own doing.
Yeah,
but still 100% accurate.
It's like he's always trying to be this good person in the world, but as soon as something good happens to him, he just doesn't see it.
He sabotages himself.
I guess that was a problem in the first movie too, because he sabotages himself. Like, he didn't know that he had a girlfriend in the first one, but it turns out like this girl like comes and like brings him dinners and stuff at work, and he's like, oh wait, yeah, I do have a girlfriend. And I guess it's the same kind of thing here. Like, oh yeah, I do have a girlfriend's mother, and she's got money and houses and stuff. But it could he's it's like he's saying this could not possibly be happening to me, even though it's like 20 years later. From when he was saying that before. So Dante is still the same.
It would kind of sound like me if I ever got a girlfriend. Girlfriend, this is way too good to be true. What's the catch?
I do have the question here, and I'll throw this out here. In this moment, we all know Dante is never happy. He's never happy. We all know this. But is Dante actually in love with her? Or is he in love with the opportunity to better his life?
Yes.
Well, what is it? Which one is it?
Both.
Is it both, or is it? I'm thinking it's the latter.
It could be both.
You think he is in love with her?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. That's my personal.
I think he does love her. I think he would prefer a life where he made himself into the kind of guy who could buy a house. And but he just also knows that that's probably not going to happen because he went from like a 7-Eleven to a McDonald's, in his career.
It's true. It's a good comparison. And to the point I was just saying here, and this is the perfect line from Emma, he has a woman that loves him, a job opportunity, and a fantastic life to look forward to. Face the tiger, you hit the jackpot. Which is true. From her point of view, that's 100% right.
I hope nothing gets in the way.
I hope not.
That's all I'll say.
I hope not. I hope there was no secret hookups at all ever.
I hope Rosario Dawson doesn't fall down from the sky.
Well, no, Caitlin is still in the mental hospital, so he's no longer pining over his old girlfriend.
True.
Hey, I have a question about Clerks 2.
Go for it.
Are these guys all wearing wigs, do you think?
No. Actually, from what I've seen, this is actually what they look like at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw some, when somebody's wearing a wig in the movie and you look at the back of their head and, it's not quite lining up right. I kind of saw that a little bit in Dante in the scene. Like, the back of his back hairline wasn't connecting with the back of his head. And that might have just been because he had his head turned or something. But, Randall, he just wears a hat throughout this whole movie. Like, he could have, some kind of, mullet wig under there. And I think I saw a few other characters who I believe are wearing wigs.
Really? I have to pay attention to that.
I think this might be a wig-heavy movie.
I'll have to pay attention to that closer as we go along in the movie.
Definitely pay attention to that in the next minutes because that's kind of, how something is all you see once you see it. Once I saw the wigs, I was like, those are wigs.
Wow.
This is a very wig-heavy movie.
I never thought about that. It wouldn't shock me at all if, Jen Schwabach's wearing a wig here. That wouldn't shock me whatsoever because it's a female thing. I mean, most female actresses wear wigs. That's not really a big surprise to anybody. Most wrestlers, most female wrestlers, wear fake hair and extensions. That's nothing new. I mean, that's not a real, surprise to anybody.
I guess that's beforehand, they're not spending every day, doing their hair for, an hour and a half. They could just, put on the same wig as they were wearing yesterday. That's already done up. You know what I mean?
Especially on a movie shoot. Because you can't predict hair in a movie shoot, especially for a woman.
Yeah.
Because women's hair can change quickly.
Sometimes you can't get that same curl.
Yeah, or it could be something along the lines of maybe you're having a bad hair day and your hair goes fuzzy or goes like crazy and you can't control that. So a wig comes in handy.
You could eat something. You could eat something with some kind of oil in it that's gonna change your hair the next day, and then the next day you just look like a different person.
Exactly.
It's there's continuity here, people.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. And it's more of a female thing than even a male thing. I'm not even trying to be sexist here. It's just the truth. It's a fact in Hollywood.
Yeah. I was actually mostly just talking about the male characters in this movie. Look, I actually don't think Kevin Smith's wife is wearing a wig. I think Dante might be, and I think Randall is. And then later on, who's that weird kid who talks about Lord of the Rings?
Elias.